They're shaking the table, and I love it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts. Now, this has caused an uproar. Oh, they're talking about he hates black people, hates black women, disrespectful. His mama dies why he can't get right. He's off his meds why he can't get right. All types of stuff. There's think pieces already. People are posting old clips from other people. I saw Vlad TV posted a clip from D.L. Hughley today, a flashback talking about how Kanye is this terrible person. But before we even get into it, let's just look at the pictures right away. So this is Kanye and Candace, and for a little bit of backstory, they're at Paris Fashion Week over in Paris, of course, France, and this is for the Yeezy collection, YZY, season 9. So I'm not sure about the other seasons, but here's the front of the shirt. I don't know what that says. Maybe you guys that speak that particular language, whatever that is, y'all can let me know what's happening. But you see his hat, it says 2023 on it. I'm not really sure why that's going on. Maybe he wants to run for president again and he'll announce it in 2023. I have no idea. But there is a man on the front of that, and it says, I think that says Juan Pablo on the bottom. I don't know what the front. Oh, actually, is this John Paul? Pope John Paul? Because I see, because wouldn't Juan Pablo be John Paul? And I see the popery stuff in the background. But I don't really know too much about what's going on. But that is the front of the shirt. Now, here's the back of the shirt that says White Lives Matter. And this is what has all these people in an uproar. They're upset. They're triggered. They're butthurt. Now, here's a question I have for anybody who's upset at this particular shirt. Why be mad at this shirt but not mad at any other shirt? Like, I don't know, Black Lives Matter? If you're not mad at a Black Lives Matter shirt, why be mad at a White Lives Matter shirt? What's the difference? Shouldn't it be the same thing? And then to the actual content of the shirt, is it wrong? Do white lives not matter? I mean, it's very simple. If anyone's mad with the shirt, ask yourself, do white lives matter? It's yes or no question. Either they do or they don't. And if they don't, now you're just being racist. White lives matter, black lives matter, all lives matter. So what's the real problem? If this is racist and divisive, then so is Black Lives Matter. Now, Kanye responded to it. I think part of what he said was just look at what the shirt says. He wasn't really all the way clear with the response. But this is what he put on his, it might have been his Instagram. And it might have been his IG story. And it says, everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. So, I mean, maybe the whole White Lives Matter thing was a way to, like I said at the beginning, shake the table, cause a stir, a controversy, and maybe to end this whole scam of Black Lives Matter. And it was a scam. I've covered the scam of Black Lives Matter many times on this channel. I'm not just saying it's a scam because I agree with Kanye West. It's not even about that. I agree with what he's saying right there, of course, but that's not, him saying it is not the reason why I agree. I've covered Black Lives Matter scams on this channel. I'm talking about from the very top of the organization. Patrisse Cullors, I've spoken about her at length. Patrisse Cullors is one of the 3 co-founders of Black Lives Matter. She took a bunch of the campaign money, apparently, or a bunch of the BLM money and put it into real estate, okay? Like personal real estate. I think the portfolio has like 5 to 6 properties, including one big mansion, estate, whatever you want to call it, in Los Angeles that's worth $6 million. And it was hilarious when that was discovered. They tried to say, oh, well, it's not really for us to live there. It's going to be a community hub and for creators and whatnot. But by the time that information came out, there was only ever one YouTube video created right there at this mansion. And guess who was in it? The founders of Black Lives Matter, Patrisse Cullors and the 2 other women. I think it was just them 3 and that was it. So if it's going to be a community hub and a space for creatives to come in, create content, a content hub, if it's going to be for that reason, then why is the only piece of content from the founders? Maybe, just maybe, they did that so they can claim it as a content house, possibly on their taxes, and then they could say it in interviews. Oh, well, we create videos there. Yeah, one YouTube video and that's it. But I digress. The whole point is that there's a big real estate portfolio. I think it's worth like $10 million. You got the $6 million house, then it's one for like 1.4. Then there's like 2 or 3 or 500,000. One in Georgia that has an airplane hangar on it. So what's going on? And then Patrisse Cullors resigned as the head of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, one of these many twisted webs of LLCs and S corps and whatever. And when she resigned, one of the guys that was right there with him, Shalimar Bowers, not his born name, I don't know what his name was, Chuck Davis, I don't know. Anyway, Shalimar Bowers came in and took over, and then there was a whole scandal with him taking money. They said he stole like $10 million from the organization allegedly, and I've covered that right here on this channel. So Patrisse Cullors, scam. Shalimar Bowers, scam. BLM in general, scam. After George Floyd died, I think they raised $10 billion with a B, $10 billion from BLM and BLM type organizations, not just BLM and BLM, GNF, Global Network Foundation, but all the affiliated groups, $10 billion. Now, here's a question I have for you guys out there that are just watching this or listening to it. Do you know of any programs of any benefit that BLM or any BLM type organization has had in your community? They raise all that money and where did it go? And it's destructive. How many black neighborhoods have been burned to the ground, all in the name of Black Lives Matter, all in the name of trying to, quote unquote, fight for rights? You want to go out there and protest and riot, loot, steal, and kill over George Floyd. How is that going to help the black community? Same thing, Freddie Gray, same thing, Michael Brown, same thing, all these other guys that get shot, killed, or just happen to die while they're near the police. You want to come and destroy the community as a result. How is that going to help? Then you had things like Chaz Chop, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone over in Freeport, Washington, and you had not one but 2 young black men get shot and killed. One 16-year-old, one 19-year-old. His dad, his black dad, was on TV crying, right? But who cares about him, though? Where's BLM? Where's BLM to give that man condolences? Where is BLM to pay for that man's for his son's funeral? Where are they at for that? They are there to enrich themselves, and those that are involved with it on the ground many times just do it because it makes them feel good personally. But what do they do to help the actual community that they purport themselves to be helping? If they do anything, I can't tell. What I see is a bunch of scamming going on. Now, there's a couple articles I'm going to get to briefly. I won't, for time's sake, I won't read them too much. I'm going to just give you the headline, right? Here's one from New York Times. It says, there is no excuse for Ye's White Lives Matter shirt. Not from Ye and not from his new Yeezy collection, right? Or maybe they're trying to say he has no excuse, like they asked him for it and he didn't give one, or whatever the case may be, right? So a think piece, like this just happened, and there's a think piece already today. So I saw the pictures last night, and already right now there's a think piece about the whole situation, right? And then there's another article right here, you know, how you called it a scam and whatnot. And that's a better picture of the shirt. Yeah, so I can't really see what it says. Jaden Smith, Will Smith's boy, walked out of the show in protest. So there were some tweets that he put out there. Let's see what he says here. I don't care who it is. If I don't feel the message, I'm out. So I guess that's what that was. So the message, White Lives Matter, is a bad thing. So you got to protest over that. Of course, Will Smith's boy would do something like that because you know what Will Smith is all about. We know what his family is about. But anyway, so here's another one. BLM fires back. White Lives Matter shirt hurts real people. So they put out a statement. BLM put out a statement. Mark Lamont Hill, he is like a champion of Black Lives Matter. He came out and said something about Kanye, and I'll link to what he said in the description. But let's read their statement and then wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top, right? Let's see, hold on. Black Lives Matter grassroots responds to Kanye West and Candace Owens trending for wearing White Lives Matter shirts by offering to educate them. Okay. On Monday, Kanye West and Candace Owens wore shirts emblazoned with the words White Lives Matter at the Yeezy Season 9 presentation in Paris. The stunt was a clear affront to Black Lives Matter, which has been measured as the largest racial justice movement in history. Black models walked the runway wearing the same slogan. All Lives Matter and White Lives Matter have long served as violent retorts to the Black Lives Matter movement used by white supremacists and hate groups, including the Ku Klux Klan. Imagine you saying all lives matter and you're being compared to a Klan member for saying that everybody matters, not just white, not just black, not just any specific group, but everyone matters. If you say that, then you're the equivalent to a racist skinhead Klan member or whatever. That's nuts. But that's where we are nowadays in 2022 with these ridiculous groups like Black Lives Matter. Anyway, in a follow-up statement, Kanye was clear that he intended to kill the Black Lives Matter movement. Black Lives Matter grassroots sees this as a teachable moment. Political education is core to what we do. While some may see Kanye and Candace's stunt as a distraction, we recognize that it harms thousands of families fighting for justice for the loved ones killed by state-sanctioned violence. Oh, is that right? Well, how about the loved ones killed by people that support BLM? How about the loved ones killed in BLM rallies? How about the loved ones killed because of the lack of the police? How about the loved ones killed because you guys say it's okay to have hatred towards other groups by saying that it's wrong to say all lives matter? Huh? How about that? And again, you guys may go out there and quote unquote protest, but your protest does more harm than good. So what do you even do? I'm getting triggered, so let's move on. It could spread toxic confusion and be used to legitimize violent assaults on black people, battling misinformation while continuing to do the hard work. It says battling misinformation while continuing to do the hard work the liberation requires is nothing new for us, et cetera, so on and so forth. And again, I'll link to this particular article from TMZ in the description box below, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with Candace Owens and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter shirts? And not just them, but also the models on the runway out there in Paris. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. I support what they did 100%. If the purpose was to kill Black Lives Matter, I support it. If they just want to say White Lives Matter, I support that. If they want to say all lives matter, I support that too. If Black Lives Matter, and that's correct to say, then it's also correct to say White Lives Matter. And it's also okay to say all lives matter. It shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be an issue. And again, if the purpose was to kill BLM, then so be it. What has BLM actually done to help society go forward in a positive way? I'll wait. What they purport themselves to do and what they say they do is irrelevant to what they actually do and what they actually accomplish in this world. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.